Hello comic book guys and gals, and welcome to Comic Mag Musings. I am your host, Bill Miller. Welcome to the 10th installment of our Top 500 Pre-Code Horror Comics. Horror comics flourished from the early 50s until the industry's self-imposed censorship board, the Comics Code Authority, was instituted in late 1954. The most influential and enduring horror comics anthologies of this period, beginning 1950, were the 91 issues of EC Comics 3 series, The Haunt of Fear, The Vault of Horror, and The Crypt of Terror, renamed Tales from the Crypt. In 1947, publisher William Gaines had inherited what was then Educational Comics upon the death of his father, Maxwell Gaines. 3 years later, Gaines and editor Al Feldstein introduced horror in two of the company's crime comics to test the waters. Finding them successful, the publisher quickly turned them and a Western series into EC's triumvirate of horror. Additionally, the superhero comic Moon Girl, which had become the romance comic A Moon, a Girl Romance, became the science fiction anthology Weird Fantasy. For the next 4 years, sardonic horror hosts The Old Witch, The Vault Keeper, and The Crypt Keeper introduced stories drawn by such top artists as soon-to-be-famous newcomers Johnny Craig, Reed Crandall, Jack Davis, Graham Ingalls, Jack Kamen, Bernard Krigstein, Harvey Kurtzman, and Wally Wood. Feldstein did most of the early scripting, writing a story a day with twist endings and poetic justice taken to absurd extremes. Before we get to our comics, let's have a quick rundown of the criteria. The comics had to have been published prior to carrying the Comics Code Authority seal, and the title had to primarily be a horror title. Some of the eligible titles are from other genres, but they switch to a horror context for a period of time. Lastly, these are not necessarily either the most popular or the most expensive horror books. They are simply the best horror comic book covers, in my humble opinion. It was a maddening task to rank numbers 320 to 301, but I enjoyed every minute of it. I made a series of 25 videos with 20 entries in each one, so please join me for the next 20 covers as we count down the top 500 pre-code horror comic book covers. Alright, starting off our list at number 320, we have Adventures into the Unknown, issue number 7, from ACG. Out in November of 1949. Edvard Moritz is the cover artist. The only thing better than a pirate is an animated pirate skeleton. Creeping up at number 319 is Black Cat Mystery, issue number 43, from Harvey, published in April of 1953. Cover art by Lee Elias. A woman in a red shirt in bondage who is about to be on the business end of a skull-adorned spiel wielded by a witch doctor. At number 318 is Adventures into Terror, issue number 21, from Atlas/Marvel, produced in July of 1953. Cover art by Bill Everett. A witch tends to her cauldron near a zombie in bondage. The scene elicits a scream from our shocked damsel. Haunting us at number 317 is The Unseen, number 10, from Pines, hitting the shelves in May of 1953. The cover artist is Jack Katz. A monstrous mummy in tattered wraps seems to be trading places with a horror-filled fella as the mummy places him within a sarcophagus. At number 316 is Venus, issue number 18, from Atlas/Marvel, hitting the stands in February of 1952. Cover art by Bill Everett. Excellent colors as we see a man and a blonde in a red dress in what seems to be an amusement park water ride, menaced by 4 green robe-clad ghouls. Spooking us at number 315 is Chamber of Chills, issue number 12, from Harvey, out in September of 1952. Cover art duties handled by Al Avison. Continuing with the water theme, we have a huge swamp monster who splits a boat in two while surfacing. At number 314 is Black Magic, volume number 4, issue number 4, from Prize, produced in January of 1954. The cover artist is Jack Kirby. We have the creepy undead whose sight has been restored after stealing a pair of eyes from another fella. Stabbing away at number 313 is Suspense Comics, issue number 11, from Continental, published in June of 1946. The cover artist is L.B. Cole. Beware ill-gotten gains, especially when you've made a deal with the devil. At number 312 is Weird Comics, issue number 5, from Fox, hitting the stands in August of 1940. Cover art by Burt Whitman. We have a woman in a red dress in bondage, about to be poked with a hypodermic needle. Many PCH collectors specialize in hypodermic needle covers. Scaring into number 311 is Baffling Mysteries, issue number 8, from Ace Magazines, hitting the stands in May of 1952. Cover art chores handled by Frank Gusto. A lovely blonde in red is menaced by a trio of scary lizard men. Slashing into number 310 is Voodoo, number 8, from Farrell, hitting the shelves in April of 1953. We're not certain of the cover artist, but it was probably someone from the Iger studio. A wonderful skull and snake cover with shades of ancient Egypt. Chopping away at number 309 is Tales of Horror, issue number 13, from Toby, published in October of 1954. The cover artist is Al Gordon. A lovely violet background prominently featuring an incredible zombie on the prowl. At number 308 is Hand of Fate, issue number 13, from Ace Magazines, produced in October of 1952. We believe the cover artist is Lou Cameron. We have a blonde in red peering into a fortune teller's crystal ball at the sight of her brother being hanged. Fleeing into number 307 is Tales from the Crypt, issue number 40, from EC Comics, out in March of 1954. Cover art by Jack Davis. Imagine diving for larger-than-life pearls only to find a waterborne zombie. Yikes. At number 306 is Uncanny Tales, number 21, from Atlas/Marvel, hitting the shelves in June of 1954. We're not certain, but we believe the cover artist to be Carl Burgos. A wonderful zombie cover with a rich navy background and the popping yellow of a flashlight. A great cover. Spiriting in at number 305 is Weird Mysteries, issue number 1, from Stanley Morse, hitting the stands in October of 1952. The cover artist is Basil Wolverton. Skulls, ghouls, a witch, and a lovely damsel frightened by them all. A beautifully drawn cover. At number 304 is Weird Adventures, issue number 2, from PL Publishing, out in August of 1951. Unfortunately, we do not know the identity of the cover artist. We have a witch ordering her strongman lackey to give this poor woman a warm reception by throwing her into a furnace. Crawling in at number 303 is Suspense, issue number 24, from Atlas/Marvel, published in November of 1952. Cover art by Russ Heath. A gorgeous dark cover with a witch brewing up a piping hot portion of torture, soon to be given to the poor sap in bondage, hanging precariously above the cauldron. Bleeding out at number 302 is Eerie, issue number 13, from Avon, published in October of 1953. We're not positive, but we believe the cover artist is Alvin Hollingsworth. A blonde in a red dress, skulls aplenty, and a skeleton with bad intentions in pursuit. Hiding in the shadows at number 301 is Weird Terror, issue number 4, from Comic Media, produced in March of 1953. The cover artist is Don Heck. A man is fighting for his life as the air is being choked out of him by a fiendish zombie. And that will do it for numbers 320 through 301 as we count down the top 500 pre-code horror comics. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope you got to see some books you either haven't seen before or haven't seen in quite some time. Please leave a comment and tell me your thoughts. Do I have some ranked too high or too low? Were there some that shouldn't have made the list at all? I'd love to hear your feedback, and don't forget to join me for the next installment as we count down numbers 300 through 281.